Okay, get back to poor Chelsea riding Max.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
put it all together.
So, did your brain hurt yet?
My legs hurt.
Excellent. Well, and that's the other thing too. It's like your stirrups are what, at least 2 holes longer than you would like them to be. So
I'm like thinking about keeping constant pressure. I'm like, oh my gosh.
all right.
Well, just relax it though.
This is what I want you to do. Drop your stirrups. And just keep your legs there.
It's super simple. Pressure means go forward,
Just relax. Don't even worry about your heels. Just think about wrapping your legs around your belly.
and pressure off means stop.
Yep. Okay.
And eyes, you're riding from your eyes.
And you can adjust your hands as needed.
Yes, you can use your hands, but just eyes, seat, and legs go first. So if he's trying to head to the right, use your left
Flatten
hand,
your left hand,
and
right.
push with. Keep going. Relax your back and breathe. There you go. Push your hands a little forward and ride with your eyes. Just visualize where you want him to go and ride.
Relax your legs.
Now, keep going. Right leg. Push him over. More right leg. There you go. Now you got to release and pull on your left hand. You came around that corner and you were pulling left hand and he's pulling right. Pick up left hand, drive him, or you can even just bump him once because he's fighting your pressure is what
Yeah.
he's doing. He's
Okay.
kind of being a jerk.
Okay.
So just kind of get after him and drive him forward. But if you keep that constant pull, he's going to keep pulling. So
Okay.
you can just kind of pick him up, drive him forward, and then leave him alone for a second.
All right.
Okay? Shoulders a teeny bit forward. Hands forward. Hands forward. There you go. Shoulders forward. Just relax and breathe. And eyes up. You're kind of looking at the cones. Look where you want his feet to go. So right leg there, yep, just bump him and leave him alone. Put that left hand back, down. Don't keep pulling. There you go. Shoulders a little bit forward. And just relax. And eyes up, there. Now just sit, exhale, leg off. Whoa. There. Now eyes up and walk again. Push your hands forward. Forward means forward. There. Now relax your hands. Right leg. Little teeny bit of left hand, then leave them alone. Now put your left hand down. Forward and down. There you go. Stop and breathe. Leg off. And you pulled, didn't you?
Yeah.
Because you didn't take your leg off. Go again. Relax that left hand. We're going to do it again. There you go. Soften that left hand. He's listening. Relax your shoulders. All right, close your eyes. Sit, exhale, leg off, whoa. There. Much better. You can open them now. When you take away that visual, you get softer.
Yeah.
When you look, you want to do this, and you want to use those hands. And he's just going to push right through your hands. All right. Lindsay, make a reverse and go the other way.
Okay. So reverse and go the other way. But think about pushing him through that reverse instead of pulling it.
So pick up your left hand a hair. You can use it, just pick him up a hair. Now put it down. Forward. There you go. And get back on your square. Relax your leg a teeny bit. You don't have to shove hard. Just have it on. You're just kind of hugging him a little bit. Close your eyes, sit, exhale, leg off, whoa.
That was the best.
You gotta exhale.
Oh God, I didn't stop right there. Hold my breath. Hold my breath.
Walk him again.
When you hold your breath like that, you get
You're still shoving.
stiff and you push more, which means go.
All right, right there. Sit, exhale, leg off. Whoa, whoa, before he runs into foreplay. Keep going. We'll do it again. And you can relax your elbows. Is that like an English show thing?
Yeah, it's like an equitation thing.
Yeah,
Oh.
you don't move from your shoulder
Keep
to
your
your hip.
shoulders, yeah.
Okay, so relax. Move them a little bit. Because when you shove your hands forward, even a half inch, that tells him to go forward.
Okay.
If you're back here bracy, you're always kind of fighting him, and that's why he's kind of fussing with his head. So you shove him forward. There you go. Yeah, relax. There, much better. See, he got a little softer there? Shoulders a little forward. Relax. All right, I want you to really exhale and take your leg off. Sit, exhale, whoa. There you go. That was much better.
Yeah, I was still bracing myself.
Mm-hmm.
So,
If he feels you pushing, he's going to keep on going.
okay.
Okay, he listens to that.
Okay.
So that gave me a thought. So one thing to think about is, like you said, you're still bracing like through your thigh.
Yep.
So you're used to using your thigh to hold you in the saddle.
Yeah.
Your seat is what's holding you in the saddle. So think about sitting like heavy in your seat and then wrapping your legs and being heavier in your seat. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And
So that you're not bracing here, you're just sitting like an anchor.
Okay.
okay, so wait a minute. Let me change the anchor thought. Let me add to the anchor thought. Because again, I think teaching kids, and when you say anchor,
Yeah, that's anchor.
that's heavy and still. I want you to be super relaxed. What I tell kids when I teach them, I like to teach everybody to be relaxed and then tighten up. You've been taught how to be stiff and tighten up, and you can't relax.
Right.
Okay? So I like it the other way. You can get somebody tight. It's really hard to get them to chill out and kind of relax. So I like to teach my kids in the beginning and make them be a little floppy and just not truly floppy, but not worry about it and focus on their seat. So I like you to think about you're sitting on the couch. You're sitting on the couch watching TV. Now, not when I said that, you hunch back,
Yeah.
not leaning back. From like your lower back down, you're sitting on the couch. From your lower back up, I tell kids they're in school. You kind of want shoulders over your hips or a tad bit in front of your hips. You don't want to be leaning forward, but you don't want to be slouched back. But your seat is like you're sitting on the couch. So when you want to walk forward, you're kind of just driving your seat forward, thinking ride forward. When you want to stop your horse, think sit on the couch, just exhale, and you just slouch on the couch. Everything just stops. Pick it up and go, sit and relax and stop. But it's not from your shoulders, it's from more your seat. Okay? And you can move, this is a teeny bit off track, but you're also where you have to stay right in the middle of that saddle. I teach in the beginning, I teach my kids in the beginning to like be comfortable flopping around and reach for their seat. So if you go a little to the right, I like them to be nice and relaxed and just use their seat to bring them back in the middle instead of hanging on with their legs to hold on, because that makes you hang on and be stiff. So you can move your seat. It doesn't have to be anchored. That's why I
Right.
not argue the word anchor, but I'm not sure I like that word.
No.
Okay.
I like more sitting on the couch. You can sit up on the couch and sit straight, or you can relax and really slouch. But you just can't slouch your back. It's lower back and your seat. So just sit up, think ride, push your hands a little forward and go. Eyes up. And you're driving him with your legs around the corner. There you go. Soften your arms more. Yes. And relax your legs. You want to kind of scrunch them up a little bit. Keep them long. You're lifting up his rib cage, driving his hind end forward. You don't have to scrunch up through your knee. There. Keep going. Now, if you want to speed up his walk, think from your hips. Just swing his hips. Feel his hind feet. He's stepping left, right, left, right, left, right. Drive him forward with that energy. Speed it up if you need to from your seat. There. And then just relax your seat a hair, and he'll slow that walk down. There you go. Now speed it up again, just from your seat first. Relax your hands. There you go. Leg longer. Much better. I like that. It's a lot of thinking, isn't it? The way you ride is way too much thinking for me.
This will make your brain hurt.
Legs, legs. Now we're going to come right in here to a stop.
All right. So we're talking about legs and using legs and how Max likes a lot of legs. I think the English Hunter World school of thought is that adding your leg creates forward motion. Right?
Speed.
Yeah.
Right. Like forward motion, speed, momentum, whatever you want to call it. So you were just saying that you thought that when you put leg on your pony that he fought your leg.
Yeah.
So, but you take it off. Every time he starts to fight, you reward him and take it away. So inadvertently you've taught him,
That is
be an
okay.
ass, and
Yeah.
I'll take my leg off of you.
Yeah.
So, and I think that comes from the way that you use your leg. And so, yes, you're taking her off at the wrong time, but it's not picking him up and asking him to go.
Right.
Does that make sense? Is that
Yeah,
kind
and
of
that's
the
what
thought?
we
It's-
were talking about.
yeah.
I was using Nikki as an example. The Rainer that I have, she actually, you can put leg on her and she'll go, like really go. But the more leg you put on and lift her rib cage, the more she collects and
Yeah.
frames up
Okay.
and
More.
gets more cadence to it.
Yes.
Not generally slows down, but just more controlled, more collected.
Yeah, she starts to
Um,
use herself instead of just going.
The way I kind of explain Nikki is, like your pony probably has a couple buttons on his side. Max probably has, on a good day, 6 buttons on his side. Nikki has probably 16 buttons on each side that are like 1/8 of an inch apart, and if you use them incorrectly, she'll let you know.
There is
Okay.
no forgiveness.
There's
Okay.
no forgiveness there. You better learn how to use your leg, or you're learning how to run down and do a slide and stop.
Yeah, that is her like solution. Oh, you asked wrong. Dead
Yeah.
center of the arena,
Yeah.
ass in the ground.
Yeah.
And not like casually.
Okay.
No, it's 0 to 80 miles
Yep.
an hour.
She's gonna find a spot to turn here, and then she's gonna turn again, and then haul ass and whoop.
Yeah, she will. And she's like loping along, ears forward, takes that turn, ears go back.
Ready to
pull up.
go.
Turbo queen. She
Buckle
goes.
up. But it's fun. So, what we have done, like, has this been super boring for you? Like, or does it make sense? You can kind of see where the differences lie,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then they overlap.
Yeah, I mean, it's very different, but it's cool to see like where I need to fix my issues too, and just see like how similar but different they both are.
Right. And I think there's a lot of takeaway from the different styles that they overlap and that you can use together. Like for me, one of the big things is you can take all of this stuff we did in the square, the steering, the pushing instead of pulling, and you can apply that into jumping. And because you can teach a horse to jump, and it might jump great, but if the rest of it sucks, like
Yeah,
it doesn't matter how great they jump.
right.
Because your pony, I've seen pictures of your pony jump.
Yeah,
Pony's
he's a
pretty
freak.
awesome. Used to the chin. But yeah, so I think there's a lot of takeaway, and there's a lot of things that you can use for both.
Well, and I think the bottom line is too, we're talking English and Western, but not really. It's horsemanship.
Right.
And the more you ride your horse from the hind end, I don't care English or Western, the horse moves better.
Yeah.
The more you use legs correctly and give them a lot of buttons on their side, the more broke your horse is, the better they can do. Like we're struggling with your pony with his flying lead changes because number one, that's anticipation.
Yeah.
But number two, he's never had leads broken down into when your left leg comes back and drives that left hip, that means right lead. He just thinks you kind of push both because I've watched you 50 million times and I yell at you. When you ask for him to pick up the lead, if it's a right lead, I tell you to bring left leg back and push. If he doesn't listen, you add right leg and shove him forward. So he just picks up whatever he wants.
Right.
So again, the more buttons you create, the better broke your horse is, and that's Western kind of likes a few more buttons than English does.
Okay, yeah. I think it's like it's a different expectation. They seem to expect more out of their horse, but in that same thought, they give their horse the tools that they need in a better way. I feel like, I'm going to say this, there is far more and better horsemanship in the Western world than there is in the English world. I'm not going to say that there aren't good horsemen.
Oh no.
I think there's good in both.
Because there's totally are, but I think from what my experience, what I've seen, talking about a flying change, the way that the approach to it is totally different.
Oh yeah. I wish I had start with like horsemanship first because I found you like way before because
We all wish we did that.
yeah, because it's so much, it's the basic, and now it's harder to change myself because I was taught not necessarily wrong, but in a different like manner. And
Well, things are, there's no explanation.
right,
So, because, when you go to pick up, if you're cantering to the left, you go to pick up left lead, it's taught to you, okay, outside leg and a little inside rein. But you don't know why.
Right.
And you don't know what you're doing. You aren't taught to feel that right hip step under. And then, okay, then I need to drive forward.
Right.
It is just, by all means, go.
do that. Yeah.
Well, and I think a lot of riding lessons in the beginning too, and I won't even generalize what saddle you're in, they just want you to do it. I think we try really hard, okay, he didn't listen, this is how you fix that.
right.
Because I don't want you riding around on my horse and asking him and untraining him.
Right.
Because that happens really easily. So if you use left leg and my horse won't pick up right lead, well, I'm going to teach you how to completely disengage that left hip and drive him out of that so that they always listen. And I think your point about English and Western horsemanship, I think there's good riders in both. I just think the Western world, they're a little more comfortable training, and they'll ride their horses a bit longer. The horses have a bit more of a work ethic.
Yeah.
It's okay if they sweat. It's okay if they ride a little bit longer. And the horses, what am I trying to say? They get a work ethic and they think, okay, I'm going to listen. Like your pony when he's bad with your leg. Well, besides his ears above the ground. When he's bad with your leg, you just take it off. Instead of saying, okay, buddy, you don't like my leg? Well, we're going to trot around here until you're relaxed with my leg on.
I'm gonna try that next time.
Nobody's ever told you that,
No.
okay? I think it's a different,
It's just a
Training
the
thought.
mentality.
Yep.
The mentality
Yep.
is different. And the thing too is, so you're gonna go home or wherever and try that. Be prepared for it to be ugly or it gets good.
and that's training a horse.
Yeah.
And with people too, I always, because I used to struggle training horses when I had the bad ones, and I'm like, oh my God, they're never going to get good. And then I made up this stupid, not stupid in my head, but it's kind of stupid. You know that saying about the calm before the storm? I used to turn it around and just keep telling myself it was the storm before the calm. Because when horses got really bad, if you just stayed super consistent, on the other side of that really bad, they're like, oh, this is what you want.
Right.
But most people quit when it's bad because nobody wants to fall off and get hurt, and you know. So yeah, you just have to ignore what's happening. And I've seen you ride that pony. You can do it. And when he's good, take that leg off and say, oh, good. There you go. We get to quit. So I think it's more of a training
Yeah.
idea than anything else, like a training mentality. So, all right, cool. So Chelsea, you're going to come back and ride
Yeah.
Nikki?
I want to. I think
Okay,
it'd be
cool.
cool.
It will be.
But I need to like get the hang of this first.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, we'll work you up from Max to Nikki.
But that is gonna wrap up our first session with Chelsea. Hopefully we have a few more. We can guinea pig her again. So thanks for watching. We hope that there's a lot of information in this, that you got something out of it. Make sure you're gonna go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're also on Facebook, Snapchat, and Instagram, so follow us there. And be sure to check out our website. Our membership subscriptions are on there. That address is www.begritty.net. And thanks for watching.